Hi, my name is Alicia Strickland. I'm a third grade teacher at Burgess Elementary School located in Surfside, South Carolina. Burgess Elementary School is home of the Sea Turtles, serving roughly 850 students in grades child development through 4th grade. Since I was a little girl, I have had the dream to become a teacher. The dream started at the early age of 8 when I was in 3rd grade, and I had a teacher, Miss Beverly, who supported me and challenged me as I went through some of the hardest times in my life. Afterwards, I had the dream to become just like her, and I wanted to be for other students what she was for me. My love for children shines in everything I do. I've been given many opportunities in my lifetime to work with children, whether it be at a summer camp as a counselor, as a tutor, or even through many internships throughout high school and college. Every day I strive to be a better teacher than I was yesterday. I strive to be a hero in my students' lives so that when they grow up, they will remember me like I remember my 3rd grade teacher. After 3 years of teaching, I knew I was ready to take the next step in my career to influence more students and to also influence teachers. The next step would lead me to becoming a principal. The passion I have for leadership stems from my love for education, children, and innovation. I want to become a principal who has a school with a positive atmosphere for both students and adults, and a school whose main purpose is to serve the students. I want to ensure students are given an engaging and rigorous learning environment. I want to be a principal who is visible for both staff and students. Leadership opens the door for creating meaningful relationships with the staff, students, and community. We are all puzzle pieces that fit together to enhance the learning experience for students. I have grown up in attending and now working in the Horry County School District, and I strive to continue my career in this district in a leadership position, building lasting and impacting relationships with my students, staff, and the community. I am currently a principal in practice at Socastee Elementary School. Socastee Elementary School is in the Horry County School District and is also a Title I school. We are located in Socastee, South Carolina, which is southeast of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It is one of the 3 elementary schools who serve in the Socastee attendance area. There are approximately 860 students in grades child development through 5th served in Socastee Elementary under the principalship of Mrs. Krista Finkley. My leadership belief in relation to the ethical standards in the management process is that there is no bias against children, no matter their race, ethnicity, or gender. This means that students are treated equal and fair, no matter the disciplinary actions. As a leader, I will ensure that all students are given due process, no matter what relationship I have with the student. I will only communicate facts to both the students and parents during a disciplinary scenario. I will ensure that my discipline management plan is consistent and strategic and in the best interest of all students. I will create an individualized action plan for this child, referring to our school and district policies. Ethical decision making will drive my decisions as a school leader. Ethical decision making ensures that I am making decisions based on facts and not my biased opinions. It is considering all stakeholders involved in the decision. At Socastee Elementary School, all administrators and teachers use ethical decision-making by identifying all the outcomes according to the situation. When handling a situation with a student and even a teacher, the process to handle the situation is fair and consistent for all stakeholders involved. Socastee Elementary School's discipline management plan is fair and consistent across grade levels. The plan that is in place currently is not biased against a student's gender, race, or ethnicity. So one of the things that the school does is twice a day on morning and afternoon announcements, they state, and the students state, teachers and students state their school's policy and expectations. And here's the quote they repeat twice a day. I will love and value myself and others by being kind and respectful. I will be responsible for my choices and actions. I will have integrity by choosing to do what is right, even when it is difficult. I will persevere when things get tough. I am a shark, and Shark is their mascot. They focus heavily on life skill and lifelong guidelines. If students are not following these behaviors throughout the school, the teachers all follow the same protocol when it comes to disciplinary measures. This creates consistency and it's fair across grade levels for all students. During my time there, I was able to be a part of a disciplinary referral, and this led to me to deeply understand the discipline management plan that Socastee Elementary School has in place. It was a third grade student, and this student has a history of not doing any work and refusing to obey his teacher when asked to do so. So there's a lot of defiance when it comes to the behavior of this student. This child started at Socastee Elementary School in second grade, so he has not been in school since kindergarten there. He's had behavioral issues since he arrived. This particular student during this time was asked to complete his Achieve articles for the week on his iPad, and he's supposed to complete 2 a week, and he hadn't completed any, and I believe it was a Thursday. And so when the teacher trusted him to go grab his iPad and do it, about 10 minutes later, she walked over to see how he was doing, and he was playing games on his iPad. When the teacher asked him to get off of the games and go on to Achieve, he refused and told her no several times. Again, this has been very consistent behavior within the student, so the teacher took the iPad at this point and wrote the student up using a program called Review 360. This is the program that the teachers use to not only do referrals, but it's also a program they use to post and write positive incentives as well. This program is very useful because it allows teachers and administrators to see a pattern in the behavior, if there is a pattern. After the teacher wrote the student up, I was able to see that the behaviors shown are consistent because of the amount of referrals and when he is getting them. And there is a pattern of when these behaviors are occurring. After seeing the consistency, I found that it was time to have a meeting with the parents in an effort to create a successful action plan for the child. After meeting with the parents, it was deemed appropriate that the child would receive 3 days of OSS. Where he will be responsible for all the work he refused to do and all the work he is missing because of the OSS. While this does seem a bit harsh, the goal of this was to see that the child is responsible and there are consequences for his actions. Along with this, and this was all in agreement with the parents, this plan that we came up with. The counselor will play a huge role and will check in with the student weekly in the morning to ensure that the student has the confidence to have a successful day. I think what we decided too was to have the guidance counselor check in weekly, and maybe a couple times a week, once in the morning and maybe once midday. And I think it's really important to check in on, we discussed that it was really important to check in on Mondays because it's the beginning of the week, and then maybe midday on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it was flexible for the guidance counselor schedule, because at that point it's the middle of the day and the middle of the week. So we just want to make sure that we are holding the student accountable and we're checking in to let the student know that we care and we want him to do his best and continue to improve behaviorally and academically. As an administrator, I was really pleased with the way I handled the situation. I was the one that decided it was time to meet with the parent, because at this point, if the behavior is so consistent, we need to let the parent know and we need to come up with an action plan with the parent, because as teachers, leaders, and parents, we're all three of us are working as a team to do what is right for the student and to ensure the student is successful, again, behaviorally and academically. I would have liked if the guidance counselor was involved in the meeting with the parents. The guidance counselor was not there, but at the time we had not come up with that action plan to have the guidance counselor meet weekly. So if I were to do things differently, I would have definitely included the guidance counselor in the meeting, because I think that the guidance counselor is going to play a huge role from here on out with the student holding him accountable. I'm thankful for this opportunity that I got to meet with the parents and the support we received from the parents. There are many instances where you do not receive support from the parents, and I have not experienced that yet, but I am thankful that I was able to have the support with the parents and they were able to agree on the action plan that we had come up with, and they were able to help create the action plan because at the end of the day, again, we're all a team working to do what is best for the student. The steps we took, again, as a team, we feel and I feel were in the best interest of the student, ensuring his success inside. And we have to think about outside the classroom too. We are working to not only ensure they are successful inside, but also outside because eventually they're not going to be in our classroom anymore. And we want to ensure they are successful no matter where they go in life.